All right. Today, we're going to talk about um, being single, what it's like when you're like, I guess, you're single because it's hard to, it's hard to, I would say, live in a world where you can sometimes be who you really want to be um, as a man without settling for whatever the status quo or whatever tradition lays out for you and anything like that. For the longest time, I think in my life, I thought it was the traditional way to go about and find a girlfriend and all that good stuff and settle down. But it just, for me, it just don't work out that way. Um, I think the biggest thing about me is that I don't I love I love the freedom. Um, I love the freedom of doing whatever I want, and I like the ability to spend my money however I want, and I like my ability to talk to whoever I want as well without any guilt or anything behind it. And I mean, if you really want to get honest, I mean, obviously lay with whoever you want. It just for me, it became increasingly hard to justify uh, being in a normal relationship. So I really just prefer being single. To be honest with you, I think another thing that comes with that is it's another little thunder. Like, I think another thing is that it's just can feel like a lot of responsibility trying to keep someone else happy and have someone else uh, rely on you to make them happy or whatever like that. I don't know. I feel like that's a big responsibility. I feel like that's no person can ever feel that, you know. I think a lot of times people jump into the relationships thinking that this other person completes them, and that's not the way it is. It's not for completion. I think you got to be complete before you hop in a relationship. And I think a lot of people go about the dating process wrong. So it becomes one big therapy session. You know, dating becomes this somebody for a long time becomes like, what can you fix about them usually? I mean, obviously, if your dating pool is, different, but I don't know how much different it's going to change. For me, I had to learn how to be single, bro. I had to. See, let me put context in this real quick. Yeah, I'm from Chicago. Okay, I'm from the hood in Chicago, South Side, like around all over, all over, immersed, immersed in the hood, right? But my mind is not immersed in the hood. My mind was never immersed in the hood. I came from the hood, but what I think about has nothing to do with the hood, nothing to do with the world after. See, the reality is for me, it's a little bit harder. I stand out. So when I go out and meet any of my peers, any women, my opposite. First off, here's what I have to tell. Here's what I have to deal with. I have to deal with. You're not usually going to be that open. You're not going to be that widely ranged on a wide matter of subjects. You're not going to be uh, you're not going to be that much well read. Um, they're not going to be someone who's usually very immersed into doing things. Um, I don't know. I guess for a more intellectual side. Um, I don't do a lot of just things for fun. I like to learn a lot in my spare time. I like to learn like history and philosophy and ancient cooking uh, recipes, just all sorts of things that I put my time to. Um, a lot of things that I put my time to be completely honest. I mean, that that shit goes over most of everybody's heads, even men included. I mean, that's it's harder to deal with women. Of course, it's gonna be hard to deal with men. So, uh, I had to adapt to being single, and on top of that, I'm also like atheist. So it's like I don't believe in the traditional biblical God. So now it's like, oh, I'm black and don't believe in the traditional biblical God, and I'm out there and I have thinking is way abstract. Um, so yeah, here's that, and yeah, I just learned for me, it wasn't gonna work. So what I had to occupy my time with is get really good at hobbies, learn to become very self-sufficient, you know. But mm, I think that's worked out too. Um, I do enjoy a lot of my time alone, but I do have hobbies, like I said. Like if you get yourself a hobby or something that's worthwhile, that makes you happy, it doesn't cost a lot of money, whatever, I think that'll do just fine. That's how you navigate it. You know, same thing goes for women. I mean, obviously, I'm a man on this side, but I know women face it as well, clearly. And if they are on the spectrum that I am on, you know, I tell them get a hobby because it's harsh navigating out here. Uh, and not to mention like because of social media as well. Like this social media has turned people into like I don't know, people just real fake. So it's like you want people to be real, but it's like everybody says everybody likes to talk. Everybody likes to talk. People like to just hear themselves talk, but not too many people are action oriented today. That's probably what it is. It's like it's just such a Everybody's lazy. Nobody really does anything. Just people talk a lot. So people put their words forth, but they rarely put their actions there, and that's another thing that kept me out of the dating world. You know, um, too many times is it's not the same way on both sides. It's not equal. It's not equal. It's not equal. So I don't know. Things I usually suggest is try to really get to know that person. Like try to uh, talk to them for 6 months to a year before you jump into a relationship. You know, if you really gonna vet it out, I'd say give it that time before you jump into something. I mean, even that's not guaranteed, but at least you'll get a lot of the bull crap out the way. You know. But either way, as far as the living single, like I said, man, it just get a hobby and grow your mind and learn to love yourself, you know? Learn to be comfortable with yourself and go out when you can and just get lost in the world. Um, Go explore something. You don't have to sit, and be sad about if no one's around or anything like that. Because I know that there are many days that people feel sad or whatever, and they don't know what to do. And I know there was a times in my life when I was there as well. So I'm telling you, sometimes just walk outside and go to the park, or just go take yourself out to a nice restaurant, or go take yourself out to a mid-tier restaurant. I don't know, just take yourself somewhere nice. Go see a movie. Like learn to appreciate yourself. Um, that's the first thing. If you learn to love yourself, it'll be very easy to live single. And yeah, that's all I got for now. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about living single real quick, or how to do it. It's probably fucking everywhere, but I cover still deep in the video. But either way, hope y'all have a great day. It's raining outside. I'm gonna put out probably some more boxing videos too, uh, and maybe talk about topics like this every once in a while. But either way, you guys have a wonderful day.